Welcome back. Today, we explore the value of these most valuable Abraham wheat pennies that are sold out for huge money at auction. So let's get started. First up, the Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 cent. The specific year we are focusing on, 1934, is one of the more intriguing years in the wheat cent series. The 1934 Lincoln penny marks a year of economic turbulence and recovery during the Great Depression. The year 1934 was pivotal in U.S. history. The country was still feeling the aftermath of the stock market crash in 1929, which led to the Great Depression. By 1934, President Franklin D. Roosevelt had taken office and was beginning to enact policies under the New Deal to pull the country out of the economic downturn. These conditions led to a reduced mintage of many coin types, making coins from this period rarer today. The 1934 Lincoln wheat cent, especially without a mint mark, holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. The mintage of the 1934 Lincoln cent was approximately 247 million, but the coins without a mint mark are particularly rare as the Philadelphia Mint produced the majority of the pennies that year. Despite the high mintage, coins in fine condition or better are valuable due to their scarcity and demand from collectors. A 1934 Lincoln wheat cent without a mint mark in fine condition can fetch an impressive price in the market. Depending on the coin's preservation and collector demand, it can range from $50,000 in fine condition. However, well-preserved coins can reach much higher, especially for those in extra fine to uncirculated grades. Coins that have been preserved in excellent condition could bring in hundreds of dollars at auction. The 1934 Lincoln wheat cent features the well-known obverse design of Abraham Lincoln's portrait by Victor David Brenner. This side of the coin portrays Lincoln in a detailed profile, wearing a suit, with the words "In God We Trust" above and "Liberty" and 1934 to the left, and right. The reverse side of the coin features 2 stalks of wheat, with the inscription "United States of America" and a pluribus. The design of the Lincoln wheat cent has remained iconic throughout the years. However, certain features, such as the strength of the details on the coin, can influence its market value. For the 1934 coin, if the wheat stalks are well defined and the Lincoln portrait is sharp, this coin's value increases significantly. The 1934 Lincoln wheat cent has a particular place in collectors' hearts due to the few known error coins. These include double strikes, misaligned dies, or off-center strikes, all of which can increase a coin's value dramatically, while the 1934 penny in fine condition without errors is valuable. Errors or well-maintained specimens with minimal wear can fetch higher prices in the market. As for collector interest, the 1934 Lincoln wheat cent is sought after by those focusing on completing full Lincoln wheat cent collections. Given the historical importance of the series and the rarity of certain years, collectors are eager to acquire coins from this period, particularly the 1934 without a mint mark. Demand for these coins has remained steady over the years, contributing to their growing value in auction markets. Next up, the 1945. The United States was emerging from the turbulent years of World War II. The country had undergone massive social and economic changes during the conflict, and the war's end marked a return to peacetime conditions. However, the world was still in a process of recovery. The demand for materials, including metals for coin production, had risen during the war, which meant that the quality of coins struck during this time was sometimes compromised. The 1945 Lincoln wheat cent, particularly the large date variety, is one of the more recognizable coins from the series. The large date feature is a result of changes made in the design of the numbers on the date of the coin, with the numerals being larger than previous years. This change is one of the key markers of the coin's identity. The 1945 Lincoln wheat cent had a mintage of over 1 billion coins, making it relatively common compared to some other years in the wheat cent series. However, in dirty or worn-out conditions, the coin's value is reduced, though the large date variety can still attract attention from collectors. Despite the high mintage, pennies that are found in dirty condition with red dots or other discolorations can still carry a premium if they are perceived as having been struck during a unique part of history. Coins like the 1945 Lincoln wheat cent without a mint mark, especially those showing clear signs of age, such as the red dots or dirty surfaces, may not be worth as much in pristine condition, but they can still fetch thousands of dollars. Expect to find such coins in the $100,000 range in auction markets, but they can rise higher depending on the specific condition and any error variations such as a misstrike or unusual toning. Like most Lincoln wheat cents, the 1945 coin features the iconic design by Victor David Brenner. The obverse features the profile of Abraham Lincoln, with the year 1945 displayed prominently next to the figure, while the reverse displays 2 ears of wheat framing the inscription E pluribus unum and United States of America for the 1945 Lincoln cent. The large date variation has a distinct visual difference compared to other years in the series. Collectors who are keen to find this specific variety will look for the clearly larger date compared to the regular Lincoln wheat pennies. The red dots that sometimes appear on the coin's surface are caused by environmental exposure, which, while not ideal for collectors, adds to the uniqueness of the coin. Although this coin is often found in dirty or worn-out condition, there are still instances where it has error features such as die cracks, misstrikes, or even unusual toning patterns that make it particularly valuable. In some cases, these errors can lead to significant price jumps for the coin at auction. Collector interest in the 1945 large date variety is fairly high, particularly among those working to complete full collections of the Lincoln wheat cent series. While this coin is not the rarest, its historical context and the variations in the date design make it a must-have for many collectors. Next up, the 1939 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny was part of a long-standing series of 1-cent coins that were minted from 1909 to 1958. The Lincoln wheat cent series, designed by Victor David Brenner, became one of the most iconic coin series in American history, featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. The coin became a staple of U.S. currency. The 1939 version, with the large date, marks a transitional year in American history just before the U.S. entered World War II. The coin features Lincoln's portrait on the front and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing prosperity and the country's agricultural roots. The coin itself was minted during the tail end of the Great Depression, an era that saw numerous economic challenges in the U.S. The 1939 wheat penny, in particular, became valuable for collectors because of the relatively low mintage and its condition. The 1939 Lincoln wheat penny had a mintage of 191 million coins in total. While this seems like a large number when compared to earlier or later dates, it was a relatively modest production year. The coin's scarcity in higher grades, especially in fine condition, has caused its value to skyrocket in recent years. The value of a 1939 Lincoln wheat penny in fine condition has steadily risen over time, with auction prices ranging between $60,000 for coins in good to fine condition. However, in extremely fine or higher grades, the value can exceed $95,000, and rare auction sales have seen this coin go for up to $100,000 or more, depending on its condition, provenance, and any. On the obverse, the 1939 Lincoln wheat penny prominently displays President Abraham Lincoln's bust, facing right, with the inscription "In God We Trust Liberty" and the year 1939 appearing on the lower part of the coin. The reverse features 2 stalks of wheat, one on each side of the coin, with the inscription "E pluribus unum" above and United States of America below. The phrase 1 cent is positioned at the bottom of the reverse. One of the key reasons collectors seek the 1939 Lincoln wheat penny is its connection to potential error coins. The most well-known error is the 1939 Dover mint mark, where a coin was mistakenly struck with a D mint mark over a previously struck S. These coins are rare and can fetch a high price in auctions, sometimes exceeding $200,000 or more depending on the condition. Collectors are drawn to the coin not only because of its aesthetic value, but also for its historical significance and the errors that make certain versions even more valuable. The large date version, in particular, offers a unique opportunity for numismatists to own a piece of history with special characteristics. Next up, the 1955 Lincoln wheat penny, another large date coin, was minted after World War II during a time of economic growth in the United States. However, 1955 was also a year marked by a shortage of certain materials which affected the production of coins. This scarcity, combined with an increasing demand for currency, led to an interesting mintage history for the 1955 Lincoln penny. The 1955 Lincoln wheat penny has the same classic obverse featuring Lincoln's portrait, but what sets it apart is the year 1955, which was marked by the Korean War's effects on the economy and the coin's relatively low mintage for the era. Many coins from this period were produced in circulation and used extensively, which means that finding them in top condition is very rare. Approximately 262 million 1955 Lincoln wheat pennies were minted in total, though this figure is higher than the 1939 mintage. It still represents a coin that is highly sought after by collectors. In fine condition, these coins are generally valued between $178,000, while specimens in extremely fine condition can fetch upwards of $200,000. However, the 1955 wheat penny is best known for the famous 1955 double die obverse error, where the die used to strike the coin had been misaligned, leading to a noticeable doubling of the date and the word liberty on the obverse. The double die error makes this coin one of the most valuable in the Lincoln series, with auction prices for these error coins reaching as high as $236,000 depending on the condition. Like the 1939, the 1955 Lincoln wheat penny features the same obverse design by Brenner, with Lincoln's profile facing left. The reverse features the familiar wheat stalks. The only distinguishing factor for collectors is the large date, which sets it apart from the earlier 1953 and 1954 versions of the Lincoln wheat penny. The 1955 double die is the most coveted error among collectors. The doubling is noticeable and quite striking, making this coin a rare find for enthusiasts. As previously mentioned, the price for a 1955 double die in fine or higher grades can reach significant values in the market, with top-quality examples often sold at auction for thousands of dollars. The error coin adds a level of intrigue for collectors and investors, boosting the 1955 Lincoln wheat penny's place in the annals of U.S. coin collecting. Many view it as a cornerstone for anyone assembling a top-tier collection of Lincoln wheat cents. Next up, the 1940 Abraham Lincoln wheat 1-cent coin is part of the iconic Lincoln series, which has been in circulation since 1909. The wheat penny, so named because of the two wheat stalks on the reverse side of the coin, is one of the most widely recognized U.S. coins in history. In fact, it has become a symbol of American numismatic history, cherished by collectors worldwide. The 1940 Lincoln wheat penny was minted during a particularly tumultuous time in history. The United States was deep into World War II, a conflict that would shape the nation and the world for decades to come. The coin's mintage is tied to a time of economic and political change, and the U.S. Mint was working overtime to produce coins for the growing population while simultaneously supporting the war effort. These historical backdrops add to the value of this coin for collectors, especially those interested in the wartime context. During the 1940s, the U.S. Mint was still producing the copper-based Lincoln wheat pennies, though this would change in 1943 when the mint switched to steel to save copper for the war effort. However, the 1940 coin remains an excellent example of American minting during the era. Its historical context adds another layer of allure, making it a desirable piece in both small and large collections. The 1940 Lincoln wheat penny features a distinctive design by Victor David Brenner. On the obverse, we see a portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, facing right. The likeness of Lincoln is dignified, capturing his iconic beard and strong profile. Surrounding Lincoln's image are the words liberty and the motto "In God We Trust." Above Lincoln, the date 1940 is inscribed, marking the year the coin was in a good condition, which typically means the coin shows wear, but the key details remain visible. Collectors will notice the detail of Lincoln's portrait and the wheat stalks, but with a softening of the overall features. The coin has likely been circulated widely, showing signs of wear, but the central features are still clear enough to make this coin an appealing addition to a collection. The 1940 Lincoln wheat penny, without a mint mark meaning it was struck in Philadelphia, had a mintage of approximately 1,092,000,000 coins. While this number is quite high, the 1940 penny in good condition remains valuable because of its historical significance, its enduring design, and its relatively high demand among collectors. As for market value, in today's auction market, a 1940 Lincoln wheat penny in good condition can fetch between $77,000 depending on the quality of the specific coin, the auction house, and any additional factors, such as the coin's provenance or rarity within the series. While this isn't as high as some other rarer coins, this particular coin is an essential piece for collectors looking to complete their Lincoln penny set. In terms of its auction market value, the price may vary. If the coin is in better than good condition, the price can be slightly higher, up to around $66,000, but those values will mostly depend on how well the coin has been preserved. While the 1940 Lincoln wheat penny is known for its large mintage, collectors should always be on the lookout for error coins. One of the most exciting aspects of collecting pennies from this era is the potential for finding errors that significantly increase a coin's value. For instance, one such error that can increase the value of a 1940 penny is the double die or burst error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin was misaligned during the minting process, causing a doubling of the inscriptions, such as Liberty or the year 1940. These types of error coins are highly sought after, as they are quite rare and often go for significantly higher prices at auction. A 1940 Lincoln penny with a noticeable double die could easily fetch $50,000 or more depending on its condition and the prominence of the doubling. Collectors also take an interest in how well preserved these coins are. If a 1940 penny has been kept in good storage conditions, with little damage and minimal corrosion, it may still command a higher price. On the flip side, poor storage or damage such as rust or discoloration can significantly lower its value. Therefore, while this coin may not be a rare specimen in terms of mintage, its individual condition and any errors it might have will determine its auction market value. The 1940 Lincoln wheat penny in good condition holds a special place in many collectors' hearts, particularly those who focus on obtaining coins from the Lincoln series. These coins are often part of a beginner's collection, as they are relatively affordable, especially in lower grades. As many collectors continue to focus on completing full sets of Lincoln pennies from 1909 to 1958, the 1940 penny remains a key milestone in that journey. Moreover, due to its significance in terms of U.S. history, collectors of historical coins often seek out these pennies as a means of connecting with the past. The presence of Abraham Lincoln's image on the coin also ensures that the penny is held in high regard by collectors who appreciate U.S. history and the legacy of one of the most important presidents in American history. Next up, the 1956 Abraham Lincoln wheat 1-cent coin is another standout piece in the beloved Lincoln penny series. As with other Lincoln wheat pennies, this coin carries with it not only numismatic value but also historical significance, thanks to the iconic design and its ties to mid-20th century America. The 1956 penny, with its large date style, continues to be a highly collected piece, even more so when looking at a no-mint mark version, which adds to its desirability among collectors today. The 1956 Lincoln wheat penny was minted during a time of both economic growth and the early years of the Cold War. In the United States, the economy was booming post-World War II, leading to a robust market for coins. The government was working to mint enough coins to meet the growing demands of the economy, which led to an impressive circulation of pennies across the nation. The year 1956 was a milestone in the United States history, with the country beginning to settle into the post-war era. There was a sense of optimism and prosperity in the air, and the American public was ready for the cultural changes that the next few decades would bring. The 1956 Lincoln penny was part of this era, offering a connection to the optimism and growth that defined the post-war years. In addition, this period saw a shift in design trends at the U.S. Mint. The Lincoln wheat penny had been in circulation since 1909, and while the reverse design with the two wheat stalks was iconic, the mint was beginning to consider future redesigns. However, the 1956 coin stayed true to the tried-and-true wheat design, marking a moment of stability in the US coinage system during the 1950s. The 1956 Lincoln wheat penny follows the same design established by the US Mint in 1909, which was created by sculptor Victor David Brenner. On the obverse, we see the detailed portrait of Abraham Lincoln, as mentioned in our first section. The coin's obverse features the word liberty prominently, as well as in God we trust, which adds to the coin's significance as a symbol of American values. In 1956, a distinction was made in the appearance of the date. This particular issue used a large date design, which refers to the year 1956 being struck in larger numbers than those on previous coins of the same year. This large date variation can make the 1956 penny more collectible, as it stands out among other Lincoln pennies, with the large, bold numbers being one of its defining features. The large date variety is known for its pronounced digits, which is a characteristic that collectors look for. On the reverse, the two wheat stalks flank the phrase 1 cent and the inscription United States of America arches above with a pluribus unum underneath. The overall design speaks to the agricultural roots of the country, while also symbolizing the strength and resilience of the American people, especially in the context of the post-war era. In terms of condition, the circulated version of the 1956 coin with noticeable wear from handling but still legible details is common. However, even in a circulated condition, it holds significant interest for collectors due to its association with the larger Lincoln series and its status as one of the coins from the 1950s. While many of these coins were released into circulation, a well-maintained coin from this period can still fetch a decent price in today's market. The mintage of the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, meaning it was struck in Philadelphia, was approximately 1,125,000,000 coins. This high mintage means the coin is not particularly rare, and as a result, it is generally available on the market at a relatively low price, especially for circulated examples. However, that doesn't mean it's without value. In circulated condition, the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny typically fetches between $100,000 depending on its specific wear and condition. However, there are factors that could push its value higher, especially if the coin is particularly well preserved. For example, if the coin is in very fine or extra fine condition, its value may increase significantly. In general, coins in better grades such as all about uncirculated or Mrs. mint state can be worth significantly more. A 1956 Lincoln wheat penny in higher grades has been known to reach $94,000, with the best examples potentially reaching $110,000 or more at auction. The value can increase even further for error coins, rare varieties, or those with significant historical appeal, like uncirculated or mint state specimens. As with many coins, the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny also has its share of error coins, and these varieties can dramatically increase the coin's value. One notable error associated with the 1956 coin is the double die error, where the date or other elements of the design were struck twice, leading to a noticeable doubling of the numbers. This error is especially sought after by collectors, as it represents a flaw in the minting process that makes the coin unique and rare. Another error to look out for is the repunched mint mark variety. While the 1956 no mint mark coins don't have a mint mark, some coins from this year were struck with a repunched mint mark in other years. Though this might be more commonly associated with mint mark coins, like the Denver mint mark, the presence of such an error on a coin can add to its value and rarity. The circulated condition of the coin doesn't diminish its appeal for collectors, though, even with heavy wear, this coin is part of a larger collection that holds historical and cultural importance. Many collectors enjoy acquiring a variety of pennies from different years, and the 1956 coin is a central piece of any Lincoln wheat penny collection. It's especially popular among those who seek out the large date variety, making it an exciting find for dedicated collectors. Collectors of U.S. coins are especially interested in the 1956 Lincoln Wheat penny because of its distinctive features. While not as rare as some of the more elusive coins in the Lincoln series, it holds significance due to the large date design and its place in American coinage history. Additionally, those interested in completing full sets of Lincoln pennies often turn to coins from the 1950s, and the 1956 piece is a key player in that pursuit. Additionally, collectors who focus on post-World War coins or Cold War-era collectibles are particularly keen on the 1956 penny. As the US Mint had been producing large numbers of these coins, it's easy to find one, but it can be a challenge to locate an example in pristine condition or with a rare error, making those pieces highly coveted. Next up, the 1936 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 cent coin is a prized piece in the world of numismatics, especially among collectors focused on the Lincoln Wheat series. This particular coin, minted without a mint mark, holds significant value due to a combination of factors. Its historical context, design features, limited mintage, and the ever-growing interest from collectors. Let's take a closer look at why the 1936 Lincoln Wheat penny, in circulated condition, is commanding high prices in today's auction market. The 1936 Lincoln Wheat cent comes from the midst of the Great Depression, a period of severe economic hardship for the United States. During this time, many coins were minted in relatively high numbers as part of the government's efforts to maintain currency flow throughout the economy. However, despite the large mintage, the 1936 coin carries significance in numismatic circles due to its place within the long-running Lincoln Wheat series, which was introduced in 1909. In 1936, the U.S. Mint continued to strike coins under the design of Victor David Brenner, who had created the iconic Lincoln portrait and the wheat reverse design. The year 1936 marked a time when many coins were heavily circulated, and those surviving in decent condition are considered somewhat rare today. While the 1936 Lincoln Wheat penny was produced in large numbers, over 317 million coins, the demand for coins in higher grades is what drives their value in the market today. The 1936 Lincoln Wheat penny features a timeless design that makes it one of the most recognizable U.S. coins in history. On the obverse, we see the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, who led the country through the Civil War and emancipated the slaves. The design was created by Victor David Brenner, and it represents Lincoln in profile, facing right. The inscription "In God We Trust" appears above the portrait, with liberty to the left and the date 1936 to the right. The reverse of the coin is equally distinctive, showcasing two stalks of wheat surrounding the phrase "A pluribus unum," the motto of the United States. The coin's reverse emphasizes the agricultural symbolism of the wheat stalks, which symbolize the nation's agrarian roots. The word 1 cent is prominently displayed in the center, making it easy to distinguish this coin as part of the 1 cent denomination. As mentioned earlier, more than 317 million 1936 Lincoln Wheat cents were minted, making it not a particularly rare coin in the traditional sense. However, the value of this coin in today's auction market depends largely on its condition. A circulated 1936 Lincoln Wheat penny can still fetch significant prices, especially when compared to other similar year coins that may be in poor condition or more commonly found in circulation. In fine condition, a 1936 Lincoln Wheat cent can be worth anywhere between $2 and $5, depending on its wear and the specific auction market. In very fine condition, this value can climb to $39,000 or the true gems of this series, however, are those in extremely fine or uncirculated condition, where prices can range between $50,000 or more, especially when sold at auction by reputable dealers. The highest prices are often seen at rare coin auctions, where high-quality coins in pristine condition can fetch much higher values. The 1936 penny, in circulated condition, can still see auction prices between $62,000, however. The value can increase significantly if the coin has been preserved in well-maintained conditions, with minimal signs of wear, or coins that have retained sharp details, with distinct wheat stalks and well-defined Lincoln portraits will fetch the higher end of this range. As with most collectible coins, certain era variants of the 1936 Lincoln wheat cent are particularly sought after by collectors. Common errors for this coin include double strikes, off-center strikes, and misaligned dies. These errors can significantly increase the value of the coin, especially if the error is striking and noticeable. An example of a 1936 penny with a double strike could be worth several times more than an error-free version, depending on the severity and attractiveness of the error. Collectors actively search for coins like the 1936 wheat penny because of its potential to harbor unique and rare minting mistakes. These types of coins often find their way into the premium auction market, where collectors pay top dollar for the opportunity to own a one-of-a-kind coin. Collectors of US coins often have a special appreciation for the Lincoln Wheat series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. Because of the long-running nature of the series, many collectors work to complete full sets, seeking coins in all years and grades. The 1936 Lincoln wheat penny is a crucial piece in completing these sets, making it a frequent target for dedicated collectors. As with most coins from the Great Depression era, there is also an added layer of historical interest. The 1936 penny represents a snapshot of American history during a time of hardship and social change. Coins like this can carry sentimental value for people whose families were affected by the Great Depression. That emotional connection adds another layer of desirability for collectors, further boosting demand in the auction market. In conclusion, the 1936 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark remains a popular and highly sought-after coin for collectors, thanks to its long history, distinctive design, and association with one of America's most iconic figures, Abraham Lincoln. Its value in today's auction market reflects its condition and any special characteristics it may possess, including minting errors or preservation in high grades. Whether you're looking to add this coin to your collection or simply curious about its market value, the 1936 Lincoln wheat penny is a remarkable piece of American numismatic history. Next up, the 1942 Abraham Lincoln wheat 1 cent coin, particularly the large date variant, holds a unique place in the world of numismatics. This particular coin, without a mint mark, is sought after for its historical context, striking design features, and the role it plays in the overall Lincoln wheat series. The 1942 penny is not only a symbol of a pivotal moment in US history, but it is also highly valued in the auction market, especially when it is found in good condition. The year 1942 marked a significant time in US history. America was deeply embroiled in World War II, and the nation was undergoing a transformation in many ways, from military mobilization to the shift in manufacturing and economic. The US Mint, responding to wartime needs, focused its efforts on producing coins quickly and efficiently to support the war economy. By 1942, the government was transitioning to making wartime pennies in steel for the 1943 series. However, the 1942 wheat penny continued to be minted in copper, a precious resource that would eventually be in limited supply due to wartime demands. The large date variety of the 1942 Lincoln wheat cent is of particular interest to collectors. In 1942, the US Mint issued two different date styles, the large date and the small date. The large date variety, while produced in significant quantities, is still more difficult to find in certain grades, which contributes to its collectible value. The reverse of the coin is where the unique features of the Lincoln wheat cent truly come to life. Two stalks of wheat surround the coin's inscription of a pluribus unum, while 1 cent is prominently displayed at the center. The reverse design, created by Frank Gasparo, is emblematic of the U.S. agricultural heritage as one of the final years of the wheat cent series before the introduction of the memorial reverse in 1959. The 1942 penny is a reminder of the long-standing connection between the United States and its agricultural roots. However, what distinguishes the 1942 large date variety from its small date counterpart is the distinct size of the numbers on the date. The large date has noticeably larger numbers for 1, 9, 4, and 2, making it identifiable with careful inspection. In 1942, the US Mint produced approximately 1.1 billion Lincoln wheat pennies in total, with the large date variety representing a significant portion of this mintage. Despite this large number, the coin's value in the market today depends heavily on its condition and collector demand. For the large date variety, the good condition coin may not command the highest prices, but it is still an essential part of many collectors' inventories. In good condition, the 1942 Lincoln wheat cent is worth around $145,000 in today's market, depending on wear and other factors such as tuning and damage, the larger mintage, and the fact that many of these coins circulated widely during and after World War II contribute to the relatively modest pricing in good condition. However, the true value of the 1942 large date variety begins to show when the coin is in higher grades, such as very fine or extremely fine. A very fine example can fetch anywhere from $150,000, while coins in extremely fine or uncirculated condition can reach values of $200,000 or more, particularly if they have sharp details, good luster, and little to no signs of wear. Coins that are graded MS63 mint state or higher can see their values soar to over $210,000 in some cases, especially if the coin has been well preserved and is certified by a reputable grading company. Auction prices for high-grade examples have reached as much as $300,000 for an MS65 example, which is considered quite rare. As with any popular coin, the 1942 Lincoln wheat penny has also been the subject of some interesting minting errors. One common mistake for this coin is the double die error, where the die used to strike the coin was misaligned during the minting process, resulting in a doubled image of the date or inscriptions. This error is often found in high-grade examples, and collectors will pay a premium for a 1942 large date penny with such a characteristic. Another error to look for is the off-center strike, where the coin was not properly aligned when struck, resulting in an uneven design on one or more sides of the coin. These errors, while more difficult to find, can drastically increase the value of the coin, especially if the misalignment is pronounced and the coin is in a high-grade state. Error coins are always highly desirable because they add uniqueness and rarity to any collection. Therefore, a 1942 Lincoln wheat penny with a minting error will often command prices far beyond the regular market value, particularly at well-established numismatic auctions. The 1942 Lincoln wheat penny is of special interest to both beginner and advanced collectors. Its historical context, tied to the wartime efforts of the United States, makes it an important piece for collectors of World War II-related coins. Additionally, the unique large date variety sets it apart from other pennies of the same year, creating a niche for collectors focused on Lincoln wheat pennies from specific mintage years and date types. Given that the Lincoln wheat penny series is one of the longest-running and most iconic coin series in U.S. history, it is no surprise that the 1942 penny remains popular among collectors. As collectors pursue completing sets or acquiring coins from certain years, this penny will always be in high demand. Its relatively low entry cost in good condition makes it accessible to a wide range of collectors, while its potential for higher grade examples with errors or sharp details makes it a great investment for numismatic enthusiasts. In addition to collectors of the wheat cent series, the 1942 penny also attracts history buffs and those with an interest in the World War II era. The coin's design and its connection to a transformative time in American history make it a significant part of the national story. Overall, the 1942 Lincoln wheat 1-cent coin with the large date variant, especially in good condition, is a valuable and highly collectible piece. While not as rare as other more sought-after coins, it remains a cornerstone for any serious collector of U.S. coinage. Next up, the 1944 Lincoln wheat cent is part of a rich era in American coinage. The Lincoln cent was first issued in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, designed by Victor David Brenner. It has remained a staple of U.S. currency throughout the years, with the wheat design appearing from 1909 until 1958. During World War II, there were significant challenges in producing coins due to metal shortages, which made the 1944 coinage especially interesting. The 1944 penny holds a particularly unique place in the history of the US Mint because it was produced when the US was still in the middle of World War II and there was a need for copper for the war effort. As a result, the US Mint began using recycled copper from shell casings for coin production. The 1944 wheat penny is particularly notable because it was produced with copper rather than the steel used for the 1943 pennies, making it an iconic post-war coin. The 1944 Lincoln wheat penny features the well-known wheat design on the reverse side, with the obverse showing a portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The coin was minted in copper, which gives it a distinct reddish-brown hue, making it especially attractive to collectors. While most of the 1944 coins were produced in standard fashion, the 1944 Lincoln wheat penny, without a mint mark, has earned a reputation due to its scarcity, particularly in higher grades. The 1944 Lincoln wheat penny was minted in large quantities, with over 1 billion coins produced across the different mint facilities. However, it's the coins without a mint mark, typically assumed to have been minted in Philadelphia, that are the subject of much intrigue. Coins without a mint mark have historically been more rare compared to those with a mint mark D for Denver or S for San Francisco, particularly as most of the minting took place in Philadelphia. The coin's value is influenced by its condition. A very fine condition 1944 Lincoln wheat penny, which has seen little wear but still retains significant detail, can command a price in the range of $2 to $5 in the current market. However, rarer examples in higher grades, especially those graded MS65 or better by the professional coin grading service PCGs, can sell for upwards of $78,000 in today's auction market. Some rare high-quality specimens have even seen bids go as high as $86,000 at major auction houses. Collectors of Lincoln wheat pennies are highly attuned to potential errors or varieties, and the 1944 penny is no exception. For example, the 1944 steel penny, an error, is a coin that collectors go wild for. This error occurred when steel planchets left over from the previous year's production were mistakenly used in the 1944 batch of pennies. Although these errors are extremely rare, they can greatly increase the coin's value, with some of these error coins selling for thousands of dollars at auctions. In general, collectors are interested in acquiring 1944 pennies with specific characteristics. Those that are in mint condition, those with high-quality strikes, and especially any that contain noticeable minting errors. For any collector or investor, finding a high-quality 1944 penny with no mint mark and in excellent condition is a significant achievement, and it's an example of why collecting coins from this period continues to excite numismatists. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave your comments below. And as always, keep hunting for those rare treasures